Hey everyone, Jamie Phillips, Action Auto Parts at the old homestead on well, when I started messing with cars, I guess you could say on my lot, junkyard at the house. I've had several from up there down through here, slowly trying to get them all out to the farm slash junkyard. Now this, yeah, I know, ain't been no weed eating done down on here, but this actually belongs to my little brother. It's front clip off of a 65 Ford. That was a former police car, so it had the bigger brakes and stuff on it. So he's got to come and get that. But I had a guy from northern Alabama call me today about the 68 Impala that I got out the junkyard, about the inner fenders, and then we got to talk about some seats. And I told him I had this 64 Grand Prix that had a pretty decent set of bucket seats and stuff in it. So I just sent him some pictures, and I was absolutely blessed today, man. I was busy all day long, sold probably as much car parts today as I have in a long time. So it was really a good day. But he wanted some pictures of that in case when he come up tomorrow to get the inner fenders and he wanted these, then he could come out here and get them. I sold the tires and wheels off this thing a long time ago, so it's going to make it a little more aggravating to move. But I've had this car for probably, something on my glasses, I've had this car probably 10 or 11 years. And when I got it, I kept hoping that I'd find me a good, just a Le Mans or a Bonneville or something that would have the good sheet metal, and swap the tilt column, bucket seats, console, yada yada, and things over on it. But it never happened, and I was like, you know what? So I started selling parts off of it. And I used to list a lot of this stuff when I was just before we bought the farm, and I'd part stuff out at the house. And of course I had a lot of my wheels and my t-shirt business and all of that. So I don't even have this one listed because it's kind of aggravating where it's here and the junkyard's a mile and a half out the road. So eventually though, I'm going to get this moved out to the junkyard and take that big Bob Allen sign that came from a dealership out there and start getting this all cleaned up. Now the little Datsun B210, I basically bought it for a parts car for the little white one I got. So I'm still going to take it out there, but until I figure out exactly what I'm going to do with the little white one, then I probably won't list it and sell nothing off of it. And I've got junk, folks, sitting everywhere. There's a 73 Super Beetle that I've sold the doors off of. This little section's got a bunch of stuff laying in it, and every winter is some wheels and stuff. Every winter I'm like, I need to get that cleaned up so I can mow it again. And then every spring, boom, stuff starts coming up. And so I guess, as you can tell, that's not happened. But the master plan is to get, like I said, to the junkyard, my brother's, maybe this year, well, in the junkyard, then this year, get this all cleaned up. Because as it will start getting it all prepped and cleaned up, then I'm going to eventually put this place up for sale. We got to get the Corvair van out to the junkyard. My 72 Sprint Mustang, we're trying to round up enough wheels and tires to put on it where we can move it around a little bit better. But I've not had a chance to get even the weed eating done or caught up out here. Plus with the heat, the mower's been out at the farm. This yard doesn't grow super fast, but it does in spots. So I've got to get the mower home this weekend and get this thing mowed. And then hopefully Felicia's about caught up there at the junkyard, and then get her out here to get this weed eating caught up. The little Beretta I bought for my wife, she had one identical to it, same year, color, interior, the whole 9 yards when we started dating. And that's what we would go out in because I didn't have a very nice car, and hers was like a year old at the time. I've got to find a better engine for this one, but it's one of those things. Now I've got the original wheels, but we took those off of a Cavalier and put on it. I actually like them a little bit better because the steel wheels weren't that great looking. But I would love to have this little thing just running, dependable. She loves it because it was her first almost brand new car when she just had turned 20. And just one of those things to reminisce, go out on a date and drive the little white Beretta, because we used to drive her car a bunch. So anyway, it's sitting there. And of course, we drove this one home. I was telling my brother today, he's bought more wheels. So he's about to get all of his wheels out of the garage. And I can get it revamped where I can get Bonnie Rose, the Cougar, moved. And I could take something like this and put it in this garage along with that Cougar. And I could tinker, clean, whatever on it. So it's running. That's the main thing. Of course, the van runs. And I really, really would love to get on it. I actually talked to my buddy Jack Ray, that's always helped me do my upholster work. And I would help him do a bunch of work, and he'd help me do mine. But I can't go down there and do that now because I'm just staying so busy. So I told him the other day he's needing a motor for his Ford truck. And I said, look, I got a motor. Let's just do some trading. And you get my bucket seats that's been down there for 5 years at your place. Get them done. The Datsun, I've got the bucket seats in the garage to it, but the back seat's never been finished. And let's just get some of my stuff. I got an old antique barber chair down there. I said, let's just do some trading and get you what you need. And then you can piddle on my stuff and get some stuff caught up, because that van runs good. Of course, there's my little International narrow cab. The Pinto wagon, I've got a 4-cylinder automatic transmission in the garage to go in it. It's just one of those things that if this garage was either clean or I had my new garage built, then we could take our time, go in and douche up the engine bay and, you know, fix like the battery tray. Excuse me. And get all that painted and looking good, replace some stuff. And I would like to have it just running good. Excuse me. Running good, stopping good, interior looking good, and crap, I'd drive it like it looks for right now. It's just be a fun little old car. The bucket seats has got to be redone, but the back seat has been folded down for so long, it looked like brand new when we raised it up. So I don't know. But it's one I'd like to keep and at least get it going. Same way with my little Datsun. Of course, same way with my van. I got new old stock Keystone Classics in the garage for it. You know, but I guess I just started rambling, but I went down to take the pictures of the seats in the Grand Prix, and then I've got all the way up to here on this stuff. But once we can get the brick sold, the garage built, and a lot of this stuff moved to the farm junkyard out there, even my better stuff, once I get the garage, I can take it on out there. This actually will clean up pretty quick, pretty easy, and get more rock and stuff brought in. And then, yeah, we can we can put this place up for sale. But I've got to do it in steps to keep from trying to go and borrow a bunch of money. If I get the brick house sold, that's going to give me money to get started on the garage. And then once all that's done and the stuff's moved, and we spruce this place back up like it needs, because I just taking care of 3 places has been extremely hard. But then once that's done, get this place fixed up and sold. There's 2 old gas station sign poles. This front one's an octagon one, and it actually, I have a 6-foot light up pure sign out in the garage that will work on that. So that's a plan of going out in front of my garage when we get it built. And then that other one, it's got a kind of an unusual end, kind of like a DX or maybe a Sunoco, something that was in a diamond shape. But I'm just going to hang on to them because I never know when something like that's going to come up. But the little Datsun B210, little car, it runs good. It ain't got a lot of miles on it, but it's just set because you get too many irons in the fire. The little Love truck, I'd love to do something with it as well. Just for a little shop looking truck, buff it, but not worry about fixing a lot of stuff. And I've actually got a 6-cylinder 2-speed Paraglide, have a 66 Chevy 2 in the back I'd like to convert and put over in it. But there again, but yeah, I'm ashamed of my place here. I shouldn't even be showing it, which kind of grown up, but it's just getting It's just getting the daggone mowing, and which the mowing's not a big deal, but the weed eating caught up. And we got to take some of this out because it's getting plumb up in front of the satellite dish for our internet. That thing just got monstrous big. You probably hear the traffic. Those of you that don't know where I live, down there is the highway below my house. So I'm up here pretty high on a bluff with 3 lanes of highway 27 below the house. But man, it was just so hot today. We had a pretty good rain this morning, but then the heat after the fact, man, I'm telling you what, it just it kicked my hiney. And like I said, I was busy. I couldn't come home early if I'd wanted to, which I'm not complaining. The money was great because I hadn't had a day like that in a pretty good while. But anyway, there's see, this all don't look too bad because it's shaded and grass and stuff don't grow as much, and some of that I had been weed eated. But and there's the garage. I will miss that garage because it was when I built it, it was like everything I ever wanted, and I thought, man, we're never moving. This is gonna be perfect. But we got that land, and that's where we really would like to be at. So, but it's got kitchen and a bath and stuff in the man cave, and I've had as high as 3 cars in the bay part of it before I bought out that wheel business years ago. But it's all got to be straightened up, man. It just gets away from you pretty quick. But that being said and done and all the other good stuff, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I was just going down there to take those pictures. Thought, well, I hadn't had a chance to do a video in a couple of days, so here we are. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. Please give me a thumbs up. Leave that comment. I always try to say something back to everybody because I do appreciate it if you take the time to make a comment. I want to try to take the time to say something back, and then I'd like to ask you to please subscribe. And as I always try to say, is I'll catch you in the next one.